علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. Once more, we are thankful for the Almighty Allah for blessing us with the tawfiq and the blessing to commemorate the azhar, the remembrance of Syed al-Shuhada Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Over the past few nights, we have studied the areas of the etiquettes of attending these majalis, as well as the background to Karbala. And yesterday we started analysing Imam Hussein's character through the use of Ziyarat al-Waritha. And we saw how Hazrat Adam was Sifwatullah, the one who is close to Allah. And he attained that closeness to Allah through the names of the Ahlul Bayt, of which Hussein is the fifth one. And so it makes sense that Hussein is the inheritor of Adam. Today we'll focus on the next line. Assalamu alayka ya waritha Nuhin Nabiyillah. Peace be on you, O inheritor of Nuh, the Prophet of Allah. Why was Hazrat Nuh called the Prophet of Allah? You see, Prophet Nuh he lived for over 2,000 years. We live for 70 years, 80, 90, 100 if you're lucky. And we think it's a long time. Over 2,000 years. 950 of which he just preached. He called people to God. And the people mocked him. And he still called people to God. But here's why he is called Nabi. Because he believed in Allah's qualities. Allah has two types of qualities. Sifat al-Dad, which are personal to him, like he is the greatest, he is the strongest, he is the eternal. He was there before we were, when we die he will still be there. But then there's another type of Allah's categories, Sifat al-Fi'al, which is our relationship. For example, we mentioned this with Hazrat Adam yesterday. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need our worship. But when he created us, he was known as the creator. We were the created. Before someone worshipped him, he didn't need the worship. But for argument's sake, he was worshipped when someone began to worship him. This is the second time. Prophet Nuh embodied both. As in the 950 years when he preached to people, he believed in Allah's relationship with them. Oh people, come to God. Come to the truth. And when he had enough, he believed in Allah's power. In Surah Nuh, Prophet Nuh said, Ya Allah, I'll summarize in my own words, I've had enough of these people. You bring down your curse upon them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responded to him in Surah Hud. O Nuh, under our eyes, it's interesting the word used, under our eyes, create an ark, a safina, an ark. And without inspiration, we will help you. Create it. Question. Why is Allah saying under our eyes? Our inspiration. As in to say, when you have a noble cause, as the hadith mentions, Allah says, I'll be your hands. I'll be your eyes. That's why we found Amir al-Mu'mineen is Yadullah. His eyes are Aynullah. When you gave bay'ah to Amir al-Mu'mineen on his hands, on the day of Ghadir, Allah says, it was as if you've given bay'ah to my hands. You go visit Imam Hussain, it is as if you visited Allah on his arsh. Imam Hussain is Thar Allah, the blood of Allah. Allah has no blood. No, the cause of Hussain is so pure, his blood relates to God. This is the spiritual connection. Let's turn to Hussain. How is Hussain the Warith of Nuh? Hazrat Nuh built a safina, a ship, a physical ship. A flood came, it wiped out all the disbelievers. With Imam Hussain, the Holy Prophet has said, you all know this. Inna al-Husayna misbah al-Huda wa safina al-Najat. Imam Hussain is the spiritual ship. Prophet Nuh's ship finished when the flood finished. Imam Hussein's ship is here until today, until the day of judgment. Prophet Nuh's ship was only for those people. If you lived in that time, you could have gone on it. We can't go on it today. We can go to the museum and see it. Imam Hussein's ship is till the day of judgment. Open to Muslims and non-Muslims, whoever, as long as you believe in the truth and Imam Hussein's message. What else? Why did the people mock Prophet Nuh when he called them? Why did the people not listen to Imam Hussain when he called them? Imam Hussain said it himself on the day of Ashra. When he preached to the army of Umar Asad, he said, my words are not affecting you. I know why. There's haram in your stomach. Haram doesn't need to be I'm eating pork or pig or something. No. If I've eaten food which I've misappropriated, I've hurt someone, I've stolen the food, that food becomes haram. In the time of Imam Hussein, in Kufa and Sham, due to the influence of Muawiyah and Yazid, there was corruption everywhere, stealing everywhere. That's why Imam Hussein said, your stomach is full of haram, my words are not going to affect you. But let's end today by analysing those who came to Imam Hussein, who came upon the Sakina Najat. People like Abis, according to two narrations. One says, on the day of Ashra, he ran out straight away. Another says he asked Imam Hussein for ijazah, then he ran out. Either way, he came out, over 90 years old. He was alive during the Prophet's time. They said, are you crazy, old man? No one wanted to fight him, but why are you coming out? He said, Ana Majnoon al-Hussein. Hussein's love has made me crazy. But it's not the crazy that you think. I have reached a high level of irfaniyat for my love for Hussein. Let's go forward. Who else? We mentioned Hur yesterday. Who else? John, the black slave, who said, Hussein, maybe because I am black and the racial tension at the time, leave my body alone. And Hussein said, no. In my university, we're all equal. He put his face upon Hazrat John's face. And the other person was Ali Akbar. These two people, Imam Hussein, put his cheeks to. Who else? Wahab and Wahab. Wahab's wife said, the mendi, the henna on my hand, we've just got married. It's still fresh, but we'll still go for Hussein. We'll sacrifice our life for Hussein. She got shaheed, she was a shahida, Wahab got shaheed. They cut off his head and threw it to his mum, Wahab. She picked it back up, no expression. Went back and threw it back at the army of Umar Saab. And she said, what we give for Hussein, we don't take back. One more shaheed I'll mention for today, who's the only one who Imam Hussein wrote to and called himself, his best friend Habib ibn Mazahir. During the Prophet's time, Imam Hussein and Habib were playing one day. The Prophet was watching. And what happened was, every time Imam Hussein would walk ahead, Habib would wait. And he would pick up the khak from Imam Hussein's foot and put it on his head. The Holy Prophet saw this and said, come here, young boy. What is your name? He said, Habib ibn Mazahir. The Prophet said, you are my Habib as well from now. That Habib received a letter from Imam Hussein saying, oh Habib, I need your help. I've been surrounded by the enemies. But the Mazlumiyat of Imam Hussein was shown in the letter herself. How? Normally Imam Hussein would sign off by saying, I am Hussein, son of Ali. Hussein bin Ali. This time in this letter to Habib he wrote, help me my friend. From Hussein, son of Fatima. Hussein bin Fatima. Come and help me. His wife said, what is this letter you have received? He said, it's from my Mawla Hussein. Look at his wife's jazba. She said, are you not going to go? He said, I'm thinking. She said, Habib, if you don't go, you stay at home. I'll go instead. I'll fight for the son of the Messenger of Allah. He said, no, I'll go. There was a curfew in Kufa. He said to his servant, go outside, I'll meet you there. It took a long time, he got there eventually. He heard his servant talking to the horse. Oh, horse, calm down. Don't worry. If Habib doesn't come, I will sit on you and we'll go together to fight for Hussein. Habib looked at the sky. How Muslim is Hussein today? What's happened? He got there. As soon as he arrived, Bibi Zainab said to Bibi Fidda, say our salams to Habib. When Habib heard this, he took off his imam. He opened his hair. He sat down. The daughter of Imam Ali saying salam to me? What days have come upon this family? Habib ibn Mazahir went after the time of Zuhr. He fought bravely. He became shaheed. They cut his head off. They paraded his head in Kufa. His son Qasim was in Kufa as well. He asked for his father's head. And he would have got it or he wouldn't have. I will say three more things. Oh Habib ibn Mazahir, you were shaheed. But the Messiah that happened to your head is different to what happened to Imam Hussein's head. Let me elaborate. The first thing, Shaykh al-Mufid in Kitab al-Irshad mentions, when the head of Imam Hussein got to the palace of Ziyad, Ibn Ziyad in Kufa, he had a plate. And Imam Hussein's head was on the plate. And Bibi Zainab and all the Bibis were watching. And he had a cherry, a stick, a sword in his hand. And he would put the teeth of Imam Hussein. Other narrations mention he would hit the lips of Imam Hussein. Shaykh Mufid said, there was a man from the Prophet's time called Zayd bin Arqam. He was sitting there. Some narrations say he was blind. but he heard how Ibn Ziyad was hitting the lips of Imam Hussein. He got up, he could not hold it. He said, Ibn Ziyad, I ask you by Allah, don't hit those lips of Hussein. With my own eyes, I have seen the Prophet of God kiss those very lips. What are you doing here, Ziyad? This is the first. The second point. Let's go to Sham now. The Darbar of Yazid. He held the head of Imam Hussein. He said, Shimr, you are the one who killed Hussein. He said, yes, I did. He said, it seems to me the blade you used was very blunt. What do you mean? He said, I can tell by the way you've cut Hussein's veins that his skin is peeling out. He said, not an issue. Yazid took out his own blade. He began cutting the excess skin of Imam Hussein's head. Bibi Zainab, Bibi Sakina were watching. Then she said, this is Kulsum, this is Fizza, this is Farwa, this is Kulsum. Yazid said, who is that Bibi standing there for which the other Bibis are covering her? Who is that Bibi? Shimr said, this is the daughter of Ali, this is Zainab. Then he said, who is that little girl in the corner? He said, this is the Aziza of Hussein, the daughter of Hussein, Sakina. He said to Sakina, why are you holding your neck? She had one arm around her neck, one arm covering her face. Why are you doing this? She said, because the other Bibis can cover their face. I can't. I'm using my hand. And my other hand is on my neck because your soldiers tied the rope so hard, my neck is hurting. He said, I've heard you loved Hussein a lot. You loved your father a lot. If you really love him, why don't you call him and I'll see if his head comes to you. Bibi Sakina with her bruised hands and her kurta that was burnt out the day of Ashra. She put this out. No yatima like Sakina, my brothers. No yatima like Sakina. She put it out and said, Baba, come to me, my father. This was the second point. Let me go to the third, and I'll finish with this. In the Zindan in Sham, one day Bibi Sakina woke up. She began crying. I've seen my father in my dream. I want my father to come to me. She began crying. Yazid woke up. He had this. Why is this girl crying? She's missing her father. He said, then give her father to her. Why are you waiting? They sent Imam Hussein's head on a plate. They had covered it up for her. When this came to Bibi Sakina, she thought this was food. She said, I am not hungry. I do not want food. I want my father. When she removed the veil, she saw her father's head once more. She picked up Imam Hussein's head. She put her nose to Imam Hussein's nose. She began crying, Ya Baba, who has put your blood on your beard? Father, I would say, Bibi Sakina, your face is bruised. Imam Hussein's face was also bruised. She put her cheeks upon Imam Hussein's cheeks and she fell asleep. Imam Sajjad thought she fell asleep. After a few moments he went to her. He tried to wake her up. She was not waking up. Her body had turned cold. He said, Aunt Zainab, our Sakina has joined our father. Aunt Zainab, our Sakina has joined our father. Ala la'natullahi al-qawm az-zalimin. Wa sayalamu allazina zalamu ayyul qalbin yanqalibun. We ask Allah to accept our azadani, to allow Bibi Fatima to be pleased with us, and to allow us بحق حضرت Habib ibn Mazahir to be the Habibs for our Imam Mahdi, inshallah. For the love of Habib ibn Mazahir, can have Allah salawat.